October 3, 1993. Mogadishu, Somalia. The scorching sun beats down on a city fractured by civil war and famine. In the heart of this chaos, a mission is about to unfold that will forever be seared into military history. This is the story of the Battle of Mogadishu, an operation that was supposed to take less than an hour, but spiraled into a brutal, 18-hour fight for survival. So, what led the world's most powerful military into this urban labyrinth? By the early 1990s, Somalia had collapsed into a failed state. Warlords carved up the country, using food as a weapon and leaving hundreds of thousands to starve. The international community responded with a humanitarian effort, Operation Restore Hope. But one man stood in the way of peace: Mohammed Farah Aidid, a powerful clan leader whose militia ruled Mogadishu with an iron fist. Aidid's forces actively targeted peacekeepers, turning a relief mission into a low-grade war. Enter Task Force Ranger. This elite unit, comprising U.S. Army Rangers, Delta Force operators, and aircrews from the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, known as the Night Stalkers, was sent to Mogadishu with a clear objective: capture Aidid and his top lieutenants. Their strategy was surgical. Delta operators would fast rope from 6 Little Bird helicopters to snatch their targets, while Rangers would create a secure perimeter around the building. Then, a ground convoy would roll in to extract everyone. It was a plan they had executed successfully 6 times before. On this 7th mission, however, everything would go wrong. The target was the Olympic Hotel, where 2 of Aidid's key leaders were believed to be meeting. At 3:40 p.m., the operation codenamed Irene launched. The initial assault was flawless. Helicopters swooped in, Delta operators hit the building, and within minutes, they had captured 24 of Aidid's men. The first phase was a textbook success. But as the ground convoy began to move toward the target site to pick up the soldiers and their prisoners, the city erupted. Mogadishu streets, a confusing maze of narrow alleys and barricades, became a death trap. Somali militia, alerted to the raid, swarmed the area. They set up roadblocks with burning tires and debris, funneling the American convoy into kill zones. Rocket-propelled grenades, or RPGs, became the weapon of the day. The first major blow came at 4:20 p.m. An RPG slammed into the tail rotor of a Blackhawk helicopter, Super 6-1, piloted by Cliff Wolcott. The massive chopper spun violently out of control and crashed deep inside the city, far from the intended extraction point. The mission instantly changed. What started as a capture and extract operation became a desperate rescue mission. As some ground forces redirected to the crash site, another team of Rangers fast roped down to secure the area around Super 6-1. The situation was deteriorating rapidly. The small American force was now split, surrounded, and taking heavy fire from what seemed like the entire city. Then, the unthinkable happened again. At around 4:40 p.m., a second Black Hawk, Super 6-4, piloted by Michael Durant, was also hit by an RPG. It crashed about a mile away from the first site. This was a catastrophe. Task Force Ranger was now facing 2 crash sites, with its soldiers scattered and pinned down across Mogadishu. At the second crash site, a truly legendary act of heroism unfolded. 2 Delta Force snipers, Sergeant First Class Randy Shughart and Master Sergeant Gary Gordon, were circling overhead in another helicopter. They saw the crash site being overrun by a massive crowd. They knew the 4-man crew of Super 6-4, including the injured pilot Durant, would not survive alone. Twice they requested to be inserted on the ground to defend their comrades. Twice they were denied, as the situation was deemed too dangerous. On their third request, they were finally given permission. With only their personal weapons and sidearms, Shughart and Gordon were set down. They pulled Michael Durant from the wreckage and established a defensive position. They fought wave after wave of militia, holding them off against impossible odds. In the end, their ammunition ran out. Shughart and Gordon were killed, but their selfless sacrifice saved Durant's life. He was taken captive by Aidid's militia, but would later be released. For their incredible bravery, Both Randy Shughart and Gary Gordon were posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor, the highest military decoration in the United States. Meanwhile, the soldiers at the first crash site, and those pinned down in surrounding buildings, fought through the night. The original ground convoy was battered, lost, and unable to reach them. The small groups of Rangers and Delta operators, isolated in the hostile city, repelled constant attacks. Ammunition ran low, water was scarce, and casualties mounted. They held their positions in what became known as the Mogadishu Mile, a terrifying night-long firefight. A relief column was desperately assembled. It was a multinational force of Pakistani tanks, Malaysian armored vehicles, and U.S. soldiers from the 10th Mountain Division. This larger, more heavily armored force finally punched through the city's defenses in the dead of night, fighting its way from one American position to the next. As the sun rose on October 4th, the rescue was complete. The exhausted and wounded soldiers began their final, harrowing extraction from the city. Some had to run on foot alongside the armored vehicles back to the safety of the uncontrolled stadium, a desperate final sprint that would also be called the Mogadishu Mile. The battle was over. The cost was heavy. 18 American soldiers were killed, and 73 were wounded. One helicopter pilot was captured. On the Somali side, estimates of casualties vary wildly, ranging from several hundred to over 1,000, including many civilians caught in the crossfire. The Battle of Mogadishu had profound consequences. The graphic images of American soldiers being dragged through the streets, broadcast on global television, shocked the American public. This led to a major shift in U.S. foreign policy, making the nation more hesitant to intervene in conflicts where a clear national interest wasn't at stake. Within 6 months, all U.S. troops were withdrawn from Somalia. While the mission was a tactical failure in many respects, it also showcased the incredible courage, resilience, and brotherhood of the soldiers involved. The actions of men like Shughart and Gordon, and the determination of every Ranger and Delta operator on the ground, became a testament to the warrior ethos. I will never leave a fallen comrade. Their story, immortalized in books and films, serves as a stark reminder of the complexities of modern warfare and the incredible sacrifices made by those who fight it. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as compelling as we do, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history, and let us know in the comments what event you'd like us to cover next. See you in the next video.